Hello! And it's the Captain here for The Legend of Zelda, the Ocarina of Time. So I thought it was time to come back to the Zelda series after having a go at doing the Twilight Princess a few months ago, not quite feeling like completing the entire game. So I thought I'd come back to one that I'm a bit more familiar with and more of a fan of. And at this point in time, what can you really say about this game that hasn't already been said? So, Ocarina of Time is one of the classics. It's one of the games that everyone talks about as being a milestone in video games. And it earns that reputation, I think, absolutely. So what does this game mean to me? So, going back into its time, back to 1998, is the first year I had a Nintendo 64. And back then, I personally wasn't a fan of the genre of the entire sort of action adventure, sure, but not fantasy. So at the time, I was into games like Light Wars and GoldenEye 007, but for me, I had no interest in at all in Zelda. I just thought it was some silly game where you run around dressed as Peter Pan, fighting monsters. But of course, I also used to subscribe to the old magazine, the old N64 magazine, and of course, glowing reviews all around. Could this be the best game for the system? So I caved and got it, and I didn't look back. So I very quickly got the hype for this game. I played through it. I played through it again, and yeah, from that point on, completely sold on the entire franchise. Went back and played A Link to the Past on the Super Nintendo via emulation at first. I never actually owned the cartridge in its day, but went back and played that game and massively appreciated it. But the follow-up to this game on the GameCube, the Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker, became and still is a all-time favourite. So that's what this game means to me. It's on the map for a reason, and very much for me an all-time favourite too. But enough preamble. You've not come to watch this video to hear me talk, at least talk in a vacuum. So let's get into it. So I can't natively capture footage from the 3DS. This of course is the remake of Ocarina of Time on the 3DS, which I believe is the best first-party version of this game. Of course, there are other versions that people have made, but I do believe this is the best first-party presentation of the Legend of Zelda: The Ocarina of Time. But I'm emulating this via the Citra emulator because I can't capture footage from a 3DS, at least not yet. So here we go. I'm not going to talk over the cutscenes here so you guys can enjoy the story. Even if you've seen the story a million times, it just helps to add to the experience. So sit back and please enjoy The Legend of Zelda: The Ocarina of Time with me. Here we go. Okay, we have control. So on the recording you can see we have the main screen where the majority of the action is going to happen. Then the much smaller secondary screen to the left, which is the touch screen on the 3DS console. For me, that's my left monitor, so I actually have this running on two screens right now, not too far away from the original console. And the left screen I can control as a touch screen using a mouse, and then for the main control I'm using a 8-bit Do Pro 2 controller, my controller of choice, as you might have already heard me say. So let's advance the story. Okay, let's hop down here. Okay, so our first order of business is to arm ourselves with the Kokiri sword and also get enough money, in the form of rupees in this game, to purchase our first shield, the Deku shield. So I'm just going to hunt around the woods here for anywhere we can find coin. Just quickly click on Navi there. Navi will pop up intermittently with tips on where to go. She's generally pretty annoying, and we'll be making a bit of a joke out of it in this game as it continues. Of course, we are very much in the game's tutorial right now, so there are many points where the game is going to be trying to tell us something important. There is no way to turn off the in-game tutorial, even in this more modern version of Ocarina of Time. As I mentioned before, this is the 3DS remake of Ocarina of Time, which is, of course, it was presented in 3D as well. Very nice. But yeah, I would go as far as saying this is the best first-party presentation of this game. There have been fan efforts to create Ocarina of Time in the Unreal Engine, and they do look very, very good. But that is not at least in my opinion, it's not an official way to enjoy the game. So before I decided to record myself playing this game, I did go back and forth with the idea of playing the original version of the game. I do have still have a Nintendo 64 and the original cartridge, so I could have absolutely played the game on the original hardware. The only thing stopping me there was with the N64, even with upscaling, so I used the FrameMeister to upscale my retro consoles. It still looks pretty muddy and doesn't really have the best look to it. And the other alternative is, of course, to use the Nintendo Switch, which again is emulation. It's official first-party emulation, but still emulation. But what it all came down to really was just the visual upgrade that they gave Ocarina of Time on the 3DS. I mean, if you're looking at this game now, or if you are familiar with this game, you'll know that everything in this version of the game is just so much more upgraded over the original game in terms of its looks, sound, every part of the experience is enhanced here. So in many ways it was a no-brainer to choose this version of the game to play for you all. Who knows, I might go back in the future and play the original version. We'll see. The Kokiri sword, our first treasure. And our first primary weapon. So let's quickly go to the touch screen here, to our gear screen, and equip that. There we go. That's working quite nice, having the mouse to my left. I'm kind of sitting behind my desk at the moment playing this. I've got my desk over to one side. I actually have a lap desk that I use when I'm doing my recording here, and I've got it slid over to one side so I can play the game with a bit more freedom to move. And the microphone is a bit further away from my mouth, so I can record without that kind of loud, very jarring recording for my commentary. I mean, those who know me know that I've got quite a loud, jarring voice anyway, but the last thing I want to do, I think I mentioned before in my playthrough of Super Metroid, is I don't want to blast you out of your seat whilst you're playing. I know some of you might have this on in the background for background noise, which is fair enough. So, we want 42 rupees so far. I believe that is what we need to go and buy our Deku Shield. But let's just grab a few more rupees while we're at it. We have a few spares for later on. We're not going to run out of money anytime soon in this game. It's not, acquiring money in this game isn't one of the main drivers. It's something you have to do occasionally to get the next item, but it's not as big a deal as it would be in, say, Breath of the Wild. Okay, so let's go and buy our first shield from the shop. And there's our Deku Shield for 40 rupees. That's all we can, but well, all we really want to buy from here. The rest of the items we either can't use or we'll find in abundance in the first dungeon, so there's no point in parting with more cash here unless we want to. But now we're fully equipped, we've got a sword and a shield, and we can now progress into the first dungeon, which is of course the Great Deku Tree. So, there's our friend Mido. Now, of course, there is some dialogue missing there from Mido, so if we'd gone here before getting the sword and shield, he wouldn't let us pass. But again, I've played this game before. I'm not going to pretend that I haven't for the video. So there's our stick. But yeah, I'm not going to pretend that I haven't played this game before because that'd just be silly. So I will be using my prior knowledge of Ocarina of Time to advance us through the game. Okay, our first dungeon, the Great Deku Tree. Let's go inside and see what awaits us. Okay, so our first dungeon of the game, kind of a training dungeon, so we'll be having a few more dialogue boxes come up, which will be teaching us how the game mechanics work. Deku nuts, always useful. Oh dear, timed that badly. Let's try that again. The lunge attack is by far the best thing you can do with the sword in this game. You just got to time it properly and, of course, be in the right position, and you can hit most things with double damage with the Kokiri sword and later the Master Sword. Now, I have played through a bit of this emulated version of the 3DS version of Ocarina of Time. I have actually completed it on the original hardware, but this emulated version isn't perfect. There are some aspects, like the sound, for example, can be a little bit crackly in parts, and I've also noticed some irregularities with some of the background music, but it's not too distracting. There's our map. There we go. We shouldn't really need to use it too much in this one. I do know these dungeons pretty well, but it's there if we need it. If you have a look at the small screen, you'll see the map on there, which is quite useful. There's more of that in-game tutorial text there. Okay, let's hop across here and get our first secondary weapon in the form of the slingshot. There we go. Yeah, I've used Citra before. Let's just quickly get our slingshot equipped here. Go to the item screen on our touch screen. And I think I'll put the slingshot to the X button. And we don't really need the Deku nuts yet, so I'll put the sticks onto button Y, because we'll be using those a lot more for puzzle solving as we go along. So let's just quickly knock down that ladder there with the slingshot. Yes, Citra does a good job, I think, of emulating this game. I've also used Simu as well, which is the Wii U emulator. That's what I was using to emulate the Twilight Princess. Although, if I do return to that game, I've decided I will actually use the original hardware. I've been working on my capture process with HDMI, and I've got a far better way of capturing it now, so it'll be easier to do it rather than just faff around with an emulator here. But now we've got our slingshot in hand, I can deal with these skeletons on the wall. We can just use the camera to find where they are, and then and miss. There we go. Just ping them off. In that top right hand corner you can see that it does also offer you the chance to use the gyroscope for motion controls built into the 3DS, but of course we're not using the original 3DS, so my controller does have gyros, and it is a way of setting that up with the emulator, but I've not done that yet, and to be fair, you don't need it, not for this game. So, let's make our way through here. So, we hit the switch and then hop across these platforms. I do believe this is going to be the dungeon compass, so we can see where chests and items are hidden. There it is. Lovely. So, take care of that Deku Baba there. Get some more sticks. We only really need to use sticks in this dungeon. There are a couple of other puzzles elsewhere where you can use them, but we do acquire a spell much later into the game called Din's Fire, which you can use to light up the torches. Ooh, that's useful. A golden sculpture. We'll grab those when we can, so we can get these special items in the House of Sculpture later on in the Kakariko village. So grown-up one there we're taken care of, and then a complete waste of time. Okay. This one here lets us out, so if we get a stick up and then light it from the torch there. Just the game teaching you there how to use these sticks to light fire-based puzzles. However, there's not much more we can do up here, so let's take care of the sculpture with a lunch. And then we can jump down. If we look down to the bottom there, there's like the hole covered in webs. So let's just jump towards that hole there. Dead center, where I like it. And here we are. Let's not draw our sword into the water there. Nope. If you're going to use the lunge, you'll be further away than that. This part of the game is very generous with recovery hearts, so I'm not going to worry too much about getting hit. Another golden sculpture to collect. Let's go grab that quickly. There's another one over here, so let's take care of that. And then we'll jump across to grab that. We activate this torch here. That takes care of the webs. We've got another chest to collect. I believe it's something. Yeah, just another heart there. Again, it's restoring health like candy to us right now. Then we can light one of our sticks there, and then use these shallows to get across this water without dousing it. So, here we go. Now, let's just take care of this Deku here. 2, 3, 1. That's the code to defeat his brothers later on. Yes, you are a traitor, sir. Now then, let's have a quick look here. We've got a target over the door. That's our way out. And through we go. So here we have to dive into the water. There's our button. We've got a bit of a timer here to get on that platform and ride across. So I think we've missed it on this pass here, yes. But we've got enough time to get back on there. There we go. Then we don't need to crouch, but I'm just going to use the shield crouch anyway because it's a bit more dramatic. Hop across there. There we go. Again, we're doing just fine for ammunition for our slingshot. Yes, I know how to grab blocks, Navi, but thank you for the help. Blah, 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 blah. So, let's pull this block into position. And climb up it. Up we go. Okay, so, room full of Deku Babas here. This is one of the rooms where we have to use our sticks to light these torches, so let's quickly take care of that Deku Baba there. But it gives you plenty of sticks. Let's light one. There's our way through. Okay, so we can be attacked by Goma spawn in a moment. Then they're going to pop down like baby versions of the boss we're going to fight later on in this stage. So, stage dungeon. We'll make sure we're not getting caught out here. So, there's our torch. Now, the way through here, we can't go through without bombs, so we can ignore that one. Light a torch and go this way. Yeah, if we stay there and fight those Goma spawn all afternoon, then we'll end up getting nowhere because they keep respawning, and they're there just to give you an inkling of what lies ahead. Now, we're getting near the end of this dungeon. I'm just going to push this block down to complete the route from this room we've been to before into the next area. So now we can get up there without dousing our stick and losing the fire. So let's just quickly get over here. And then burn our way down through this hole. Brilliant. So, we're now on the, I think, the lowest part of this dungeon. And there is the door to the boss. So we need 2, 3, and 1 in that order. So here's number 2. Here's our number 3. And number 1 is waiting for us. Oh, didn't quite get him the first shot. And there's number 1. Okay. Now before we go fight Queen Goma, I'm just going to quickly set up our inventory. So we don't need to use sticks in this fight, so we're going to go to our gear. Nope, our items, that's it. And set our Deku Nuts to the Y button, so we can use those during the fight, because we'll need them. We've got plenty of ammo for our slingshot, but let's just go in and get a few more bullets anyway. Now we're at maximum. Okay, let's go and fight the first boss. Should be a cakewalk. So, if we head into the room here, Goma's on the ceiling. So if we just switch to our view mode here from the touch screen, and then angle ourselves up. Oh, look what we've just found. I don't think she's happy to see us. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. Just gonna go crazy on her with the sword there. Not quite as elegant as using the lunge attack, but quite effective. Now, with her on the ceiling there, see locked on. We can use our sword, well, slingshot, sorry, when she's got the red eye, and there she is. And that's the trick, using the slingshot when she's on the ceiling there to knock her down. A few lunges there, and Goma's no more. Beautiful. Okay, a bit of backstory here. Okay, so a lot happened there. So it's confirmed what Link saw in his nightmare right at the start. So the person that he saw riding that black horse is a threat, and he's killed the Great Deku Tree by putting a curse on him. Not our fault. But try telling Mido that. So yes, the Deku Tree has died, cursed by the man from the desert, who we all know, of course, as Ganondorf, who's the recurring villain of the Zelda series. He's back once again, reincarnated alongside Zelda and Link, and it all comes into the story as we progress. Rather than talking about it, let's just let it unfold. Okay, so we're now out in the wide world here. This is our overworld, Hyrule Field. And this is where the game begins to open up. We can't access everything yet, but this is where the scale of the game really becomes apparent. So let's go. Now our first appointment here is with an owl. I forget his name, but he pops up and just spouts exposition. They very cruelly put the yes button in a different position, so you can't just mash A to get through it. I'm pretty sure the game designers, they were having a bit of a laugh, but the rest of us weren't laughing. Now, I don't think we're going to get to Hyrule Castle before night falls, so we could stop off at Lon Lon Ranch along the way, but there's no point in going there just yet. We need to encounter Malon and Talon first. And we'll find them in the castle. So we'll have a chat with them in the castle, and we'll visit Lon Lon Ranch later to get our bottle and Epona song. Now we have the Ocarina. We can of course play songs. We can learn them. Now, I actually want to fight these skeletons because we get loads of coin, we get loads of rupees. So, in a moment we're going to be attacked by the undead, and here's our first candidate. We can just lunge these guys. Bit mindless, but it's a great way of earning coin. Great way of earning rupees. If they just decide to spawn. Okay, for some reason. Oh yeah. Wonder. Ooh, we got him. That weird break, we're not going to get the big one. If enough of them get killed, you get a large Stalfos that will drop 3 red rupees, which will just fill up our wallet here. Not to worry, we have an alternative for income. Let's go to this guardhouse here. So, we can just smash these pots. Also, we can open up these crates here by rolling into them, allegedly. There we go, there's one. There we go. And then, just going to go nuts here. It's kind of satisfying and fun. I do prefer fighting the Stalfos because it's a bit more epic, but all we're really doing there is just lunging at them as they come, which is pretty stale after the first. Oh, hello! We found ourselves a gold sculpture. That's always useful, especially for the rewards you can get us later. We can't actually use our... yes we can. Yes we can. It's good to see it highlighted, but there we go. So we've got a little bit of coin here, a few more rupees for our wallet. Not as many as we get fighting those Stalfos there, but I'll take it. So, what can we do whilst we're in town? So, we could go and buy a Hylian shield straight away, but if we wait till a bit later, we'll get it for cheap. So, let's just break open these crates here for a few more rupees. Can we get that last one? We can. No, that one isn't breakable. So, what we can do is get a larger wallet for our slingshot. Oh, there's Melon. We'll meet her later on. Now, where's Navi one? But she's telling us to go to the castle. Yes, we know. Okay, so let's get a larger bullet wallet. Bullet bag. Fairly easy. This is where I screw it up. Dear oh dear. Well, fairly easy in the sense that I completely cocked that up. Oh, come on. One more time. Ah, God damn it! How am I screwing this up? Finally! Oh dear, oh dear. Well, there's our larger bullet bag. And it only cost us 20 rupees. Lovely. So, let's head to the castle. Can we smash this crate open? Yes, we can. For 1 rupee. Yay! I always smash these when I can, because you occasionally find hidden items. Not all of them are breakable, but the majority are. Hyrule Castle. There's our owl friend waiting for us. Let's oblige him for some exposition. Okay. So we're done with him for now. So getting into the castle is not too tricky. We've just got to be careful with the route we take. So up and over. If we jump down from this bridge here, and then we go, I think, to the right. Yes. In between these guards here. This path, and we're home free. The watertight defences of Hyrule Castle, ladies and gentlemen. And if we go over this ridge here, we can dive into the moat and avoid being seen by the guards completely. Lovely. So we come here to discover Talon, who's the keeper of Lon Ranch, fast asleep. There's nothing we can do at the moment, but we have to come here first to trigger the next event. So I'm now going to get deliberately caught by the guards and dumped outside so we can meet his daughter, Melon. Hi! Okay, so we should find Melon waiting for us here. And there she is. Hello! Right, so quite a key item there. That's the egg, which will hatch into a cuckoo, which we can use to awaken talons. So we'll set that to Y for the time being. We're not using anything else from our inventory. And then we'll head back into the castle. The egg should hatch on the way. So we've already been once before. Just follow the same route and we should be absolutely fine. Don't get too close to those guards, they will be spotted. There we go. Back into the moat. Lovely, got a few extra rupees there, a bit more coinage. And here we are back where Talon is sleeping, but hopefully it should be dawn soon. And the egg will hatch, so in the meantime, just don't get seen by the guards. Cut this grass here for some rupees, nice and easy. There's the sun. Any minute now we should have our egg hatch. Right on cue. We can now use our cuckoo. What an odd fellow. Okay, so we can now progress though with Talon out of the way. We can push these crates of milk into the moat and then make our way into the castle proper. So let's just quickly get these pushed all the way in. There's one. We'll need them both. There we go. Let's just push that all the way in. Okay, lovely. So, up and over. And in we go. So, a little bit of stealth espionage action here. Not quite in the same vein as Metal Gear Solid, but let's get past these extremely dumb guards here and infiltrate the palace. Now, if we get seen by a guard, it's right back to the start, so it's best to do this in one go if you can. Now, we could use a few extra rupees here, so I'm going to be a little bit risky. And there's a guard right here. That will do. That red rupee there is worth a ton, so that's the only one we need to grab, really. If we sort of hide at the corner here. Don't look this way. Thank you. God, that was hairy. Right, let's see, right. Now this guy doesn't come back on himself, so he should be alright. There we go, that's our way through. Beautiful. It does help when you know the patterns of those guards. Okay. So here's our next big plot point here. Hey Zelda! It's your boy Link! Okay, so what Zelda's told us there has confirmed pretty much everything we found out so far. So we saw Ganondorf in Link's dream, so he knows there's something up with Ganondorf. The Deku Trees told Link that Ganondorf poisoned him with the curse and killed him, and now we've got Zelda's prophecy that Ganondorf is evil. So all the pieces are coming together here. Let's quickly learn the Royal Lullaby from Impa and continue with our quest. Okay, so a couple of things we can do here. So we can, of course, go to Lon Lon Ranch and meet Malon again, and also get our hands on a bottle and a Epona song. However, I'm going to head to Kakariko first. So Kakariko, we can get another bottle by finding the Cuckoo Lady's cuckoos, which shouldn't take too long. But also we can advance the story to go up Death Mountain. So we need to return to Market Town to get ourselves a metal shield, the Hylian shield. We can also learn one more song here too. We can get the Song of the Sun, which is a very useful song, which we can use to control time. So in areas of the map where you have got time flowing normally, so it goes from night to day to night, we can advance it from night to day and day to night. So, it's our first cuckoo. Now we need one of these cuckoos handy so we can get the other ones, but if we... There we go, look. Cuckoos everywhere! Now God knows why Zelda calls chickens cuckoos, but it's one of the things they do in the game that you kind of get used to, so... Now I have done this fairly recently, but I'm just trying to remember where all of the cuckoos we need to find are. So we don't ideally want to leave the map because it will reset. We'll have to do all this again. So we'll get all of them found on this run so we can get our first bottle. And for those who don't know, bottles are very useful in this game. You use them to hold potions. You can also use them to hold court fairies as well. And fairies are what you can use in some ways like a one-up for this game. So if you get killed in battle, you'll come back with a number of hearts regained. Not all of them, but a good chunk of them, giving you a chance to recover and carry on from that point rather than getting a game over. So very useful indeed. So I don't think there's any more of the cuckoos inside these crates, but I always feel compelled to break them open anyway. Here's one. Now we need one to get over a barrier. So we need to get in there. The only way we can get in there at this stage is going to be through this route. So I'm just going to fly over here. So you can hold onto the cuckoos and they will glide you across. But if we grab one and then glide over here, let go, we can climb over. Lovely. No hope. Oh, balls. But that's okay, we can always throw him back over. So here's one we couldn't reach before. So let's just throw him over there. He's on the right side of the barrier. And then the one who came over here, let's just quickly grab him and do the same. So investigate that hole. We'll get all of the I don't think they're going to go back to their hiding spots if I go down here, so let's have a quick look. Got a gossip stone and a small chest. Okay, that's useful. Many things we can grab this one. That's why we came in here. And then there's another cuckoo up at the top here. There's a little... that works too. There's a ladder to reach him, so we'll quickly go up here. And there he is. So let's quickly grab him and then we'll head this way. And we'll find out whether the map reset after we left to go down the hole. And there was a cuckoo nearby. Where did he go? Here he is. I believe this is our last one. Last one, okay. Must be that one we had up top then. So let's go and re-grab that one. And there he is. Let's get you back to the coop, son. There we have it. And we've got our first bottle. Very, very useful. But we're not done yet. So let's head to the graveyard. Excuse me. We're going to visit the grave of the royal family and learn a new song for the Ocarina. The Song of the Sun. Now I do know there are, I believe there's a piece of heart in here somewhere as well. I haven't decided yet whether this run's going to be a full 100% run. I can of course do this game with 100%, but sometimes I just don't bother because it just requires effort and isn't necessary to enjoy the game. However, it would be cool, wouldn't it? So I might whip a guide out and remind myself where these things are. First, you must commit grave robbery. Okay, that's our way down. So, down the hole. It's quite a creepy kind of mini dungeon here for the early game, but I do love the atmosphere in these dungeons here in Ocarina of Time. They got some fantastic sound design. I think it's right up there with the Metroid games in terms of their setting. I think that's one thing that makes a lot of Nintendo games so beloved by people. The level of polish that goes into them, and the memorable music and characters. Now, speaking of memorable characters, these are called Redeads, and they are the undead in this game, and they are pretty terrifying. We can't ignore them for the most part, but we do encounter them later where they're a bigger threat. But what we're about to learn, this song, is going to help us deal with them. So, that's our song by the Composer Brothers. Okay, lovely. So now we can use the Sun Song to freeze those Redeads. So our way back is less fraught with danger. So let's just quickly go to our Ocarina from the screen here. Now, I've already forgotten the bloody song, haven't I? So let's do the Sun Song. So that is... There we go. And they're frozen, so we can move past those Redeads now without being attacked by them, which is a massive boon. We can kill them as young Link, but they're quite dangerous. So they're better to avoid and freeze like that. There we go. Let's now head out of here. So, let's leave the graveyard. Yeah, I will come back and try and find... Actually, I think it was a grave with flowers by it. Ah, hello. We can't actually get that that golden sculpture's token without the boomerang, so we can't really do anything with that until later in the game. And there are no graves here with... Yeah, there's no graves with fresh flowers. So I believe we'll leave that for now. We'll I might use a guide and grab a few things in between videos, rather than sort of keep you guys watching me run around aimlessly. So I believe we are ready to head up the mountain. So well, no, not quite head up the mountain. We need to get the Hylian shield first. So we need to speak to the guard at the gate anyway, and he will give us the discount for the Hylian shield. We've got nearly a full wallet full of rupees, so we've got plenty of money to afford it, which is great. Okay, so let's go and grab the Hylian shield. and then we can make our way up Death Mountain proper. Now, being that it's night time, we could go and fight the undead, the Stalfos, out in Hyrule Field, but that can get a bit tiresome, so I'm going to use the Sun Song to change it to daytime. Oh, wasn't quite what I wanted to do there. It should just pop up to daytime now. Nope, didn't like it. Let's do it again. Be gone, demons! Haha! That's always nice. So. We got a full, well, near enough a full wallet of rupees here, so we are in need of coin, so fighting the undead throughout the night is just busy work. Okay, so here we are at the market. Let's pop to the bazaar and grab the shield we need. Hello, buff bazaar guy. Give us a Hylian shield, please, for half price. Okay, lovely. We've got a Hylian shield. We're ready to go. However, I think that's enough for this video, so I'm going to save the game here and come back to you in part 2 of this video, where we're going to head up Death Mountain and meet the Gorons for the first time in this game. So if you have joined me, thank you for watching as far as you have. It's been a pleasure having you here, a pleasure playing this with you. Please consider liking this video and subscribing if you like the content and want to see more of that, then please do that. And of course, any of your own thoughts and feelings about this game, please share those in the comments below. And any ideas on other games you would like me to see me play, because English is hard tonight, on this channel. Anyway, for now, this is the Captain signing off. Bye for now.